Hello friends, and welcome to the Crime Files. Today's harrowing story takes us to the bustling city of Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh, where a family's ordinary life spiraled into a nightmare they never imagined. In the bustling neighborhood of Aminabad, located in Lucknow, a historic city in northern India known for its rich culture and heritage, Shishir Srivastava led a quiet, content life with his small family. Shishir ran a shop specializing in interior decoration materials, while his wife, Tripti, managed their home. Their 19-year-old daughter, Gauri, was a bright law student with a cheerful personality and a modern, open-minded outlook on life. She was cherished by her family and well-liked by her friends. Life seemed idyllic for the Srivastava family, but February 1st, 2015, marked the start of an unimaginable tragedy that would shatter their world. On February 1st, 2015, around 12:30 p.m., Gauri left home, taking her father's jacket to be dry cleaned. Before leaving, she told her mother that she planned to visit the temple afterward. She dropped off the jacket at the dry cleaners and then proceeded to the temple, as confirmed by acquaintances who saw her that afternoon. As time passed and Gauri did not return home, her mother grew worried. By 4:00 p.m., Tripti called Gauri, but her calls went unanswered. Panicked, she repeatedly tried to reach her daughter, but Gauri didn't pick up. Worried, Tripti informed her husband Shishir, who also attempted to contact Gauri. Finally, someone answered the phone, but it wasn't Gauri. A male voice responded saying, "Don't worry, your daughter will return home by tonight." Before Shishir could say anything more, the man hung up. Shishir called again, but the same voice repeated the assurance and disconnected. By 5:00 p.m., Shishir had closed his shop and returned home. The family decided to wait a little longer, hoping Gauri might have gone out with friends. However, as night fell, Gauri was still missing, and her parents' anxiety grew. Tripti called Gauri's number again, and once more the same man answered. This time, he claimed that Gauri was at Eco Park with him and would be home soon. When Tripti requested to speak with her daughter, the man refused and hung up again. The family was now terrified, fearing something terrible had happened. They considered contacting the police but decided to try one last call. This time, the man claimed that Gauri was unwell and he was taking her to SGPGI hospital. Panicking, Gauri's parents rushed to the hospital, only to find that no patient named Gauri Srivastava had been admitted. Desperate, they checked Eco Park but found no trace of her there either. By 7 p.m., Gauri's phone was switched off, heightening their fears. Out of options, they went to Aminabad police station and filed a missing persons report. The night passed without any news of Gauri. Early the next morning, on February 2nd, 2015, at around 7:00 a.m., commuters on Shahid Path noticed a sack lying by the roadside. Stray dogs were sniffing and tearing at the bag. When the sack was ripped open, onlookers were horrified to see severed human legs inside. The police were immediately informed and arrived at the scene. Upon further investigation, they found more sacks nearby containing dismembered body parts, including arms and a head. It was clear that the victim was a young woman. The body parts were collected and sent to the hospital for reconstruction. The discovery of such a gruesome murder shocked Lucknow. News spread rapidly, and the entire city was on edge. Meanwhile, Gauri's parents, already distressed over her disappearance, were horrified when they saw the news of the mutilated body on television. Fearing the worst, they contacted the police. On February 3rd, Gauri's parents were called to the hospital to identify the body. Their worst fears were confirmed. It was their beloved daughter, Gauri. Overcome with grief, they broke down upon seeing her lifeless remains. With Gauri's murder now confirmed, the police intensified their investigation. They retrieved Gauri's call records but found no significant leads, as most calls were from her parents. However, when they traced her last known location, it pointed to Telebag, an area unfamiliar to Gauri's family. The police questioned the family about any acquaintances in Telebag, but they knew of no relatives, friends, or connections in the area. Neighbors also confirmed that Gauri had never mentioned Telebag. Focusing their efforts, the police examined CCTV footage from over 150 cameras in the Telebag area. Finally, they found a critical clue. Footage showing Gauri walking down a street, chatting on her phone. Moments later, she was seen getting onto a bike with a young man wearing a helmet. Unfortunately, the footage wasn't clear enough to capture the bike's license plate. Despite the unclear footage, the police identified the make and model of the bike. They traced its registration to a young man named Himanshu Prajapati, who lived in Telebag. Himanshu, a 23-year-old BCom student and SSC coaching aspirant, had met Gauri through mutual friends a year earlier. Neighbors confirmed that Himanshu's family was out of town, leaving him alone at home. When the police arrived at his house, they found it locked. After a search, they located and arrested Himanshu. Initially, Himanshu denied any involvement. However, under intense interrogation, he confessed to the murder. Himanshu admitted that he was infatuated with Gauri and believed she felt the same. On February 1st, he invited her to his house. Gauri agreed, seeing him as just a friend. At his house, they talked for hours. However, things turned dark when Himanshu demanded to see her phone. When Gauri refused, he forcibly took it and accessed her messages. Finding photos Gauri had sent to another male friend, Himanshu became enraged. An argument ensued, escalating until Himanshu strangled Gauri in a fit of rage. Believing she was dead, he panicked and fled the house. Later, he returned with a saw and dismembered her body, placing the parts into sacks, which he dumped along Shahid Path. The post-mortem report revealed a chilling fact. Gauri was still alive when Himanshu began dismembering her. She had slipped into a coma, and her death was caused by the injuries inflicted during the dismemberment. Police recovered Gauri's belongings, including her phone, clothes, and sandals, from Himanshu's house. They also arrested a friend of Himanshu, who had been at his house during the incident, though he was later released due to lack of evidence. In 2022, Himanshu's bail plea was denied. However, in 2024, citing insufficient evidence, he was granted bail. The case remains ongoing, with Gauri's family fighting for justice. This tragic story reminds us of the dangers lurking behind seemingly innocent relationships. Always stay vigilant and prioritize safety. What are your thoughts on this case? Share them in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Crime Files for more real-life crime stories. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.